That teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will include. Any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will include. They gave leadership to our foreparents and that leadership made them slaves. But we have decided to find a leadership of our own to make ourselves free men. Our great scholars have advanced through the colleges and universities have thrown away the blessed record. Babylon did it. Assyria did it. France under Napoleon did it. Germany under Prince von Bismarck did it. England under America under George Washington did it. Africa with 400 million black people can do it.
So who is this?
This is King Akhenaten, aka Amenhotep IV. He was an ancient Egyptian pharaoh of the 18th dynasty who ruled for 17 years and disappeared perhaps in 1336 BC or 1334 BC.
Blessed love once again. Of course, you know this is the shock of the hour. This evening I would like to continue our reasoning as it deals with the self-development or the evolution of self, directly dealing with the power of thought, keeping in mind the whole concept of thoughts becoming things. You are what you think. This is the mystic vibration, of course, you know, Radio Anu, the Honorable Priest Isaac here with you. Let us begin there. Many people ask, honorable. So who made you honorable? Honorable. Well, first of all, let me do say that as a follower of the mighty Marcus Messiah Garvey, the Right Honorable himself, it is he specifically who taught us to honor ourselves. It is he who taught us to have that respect and that love for ourselves. I am not a politician. Around here, when you are voted into office, you get the title honorable. Around here, when you are voted out of office, you lose the title honorable. This honorable didn't really come as a vote. And this is why the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, really it is he that teaches us to consider ourselves as honorable. I never forget the first time I was at Bubba Hill and one Prophet Donovan, Honorable Priest Donovan now, and he asked me, what's your name, my Lord? And I told him my name is Kidemi. That's what I said. He said, no, my Lord, there I must honor yourself. I said, huh? Honor yourself. There is an honorable prophet. There is Honorable Prophet Kidemi. That's what he told me. I said, oh, true, my Lord, we'll do give thanks. So you honor yourself if you consider yourself honorable. So wait a minute. The same 82nd Psalm that I quoted from, what does it say? It says, ye are all gods, children of the Most High God. Ye are all gods. So if the Almighty is telling you you are a god, I mean what? Is he disrespecting you for telling you that you are a god? Well, if no, so what's disrespectful in saying that you are honorable? So I am honorable. I'm Honorable Priest Isaac. I am a god. That's what I've been told by the head god. To honor myself. That's what I've been told by the head god. That ye are all gods. So that is why we said now in the previous program that we did concerning this subject area, that if you were 1% of the God, the Almighty, the all in all now, the sustainer of all things, There is a sustainer. You don't have to get religious for this. There is an intelligent nucleus that has all things in motion that was put in motion. We profanely call it God, straight up. But I'm saying now that if you had the 1% of the power of this God, remember, this God is the God that has all things in motion, and the wind that blows, and the stars that twinkle, and the sun that rises in the morning, and the fishes leap out of the sea, and the lion goes into its den when the sun goes down, and you can go on, and life and death and heaven and hell and all sorts of things. And those of us who are realistic and not too religious, we know that there are different dimensions. Let's get real now. This is better than the God in the Bible now. We know we have parallel worlds that we're playing with here now, man. We're dealing with different levels of science now, seen and unseen, reality, not spookism. And there is a mover. There is a prime force. There is an intelligent nucleus that has all things in motion, straight up. Who are you to try to deny this? You could give it any name you want and try to pretty it up and put a color on it and label it here, there, and anywhere, but I know it exists. And the reality is that you, as the intelligent being, you are a small version of the all in all, straight up. Ye are all gods. So I am saying, if you were but 1% of this God, man, 1%. Brother, if you were 1/1,000,000th of this God, if you had 1/1,000,000th, even 1/1000,000,000th of the capacity, because there are billions of stars just in your sight alone, so you could imagine what you can't see. So just to number the stars, the sun, we can go on and on, the cells in your body alone. So if you had 1/1000,000th of the power of the force and the nucleus that has all this under its command, just 1/1000,000th, man, you'll be better than the whole Justice League. Batman, Superman, Hulk, nobody could hold you down with just 1/1000,000th. I'm telling you. So this is what I'm trying to show you, that we have fallen so far off that we scratching 1/1000,000th and we're not even 1/1000,000th times, or 1/1000,000th of the 1/1000,000th. We are not even 1/1000,000th of the 1,000,000,000th, and I'm sure we're not even 1/1000,000th of that. If we are, we're disrespecting the Most High, because the Most High is all powerful, and you are a child of the Most High to the point that you're given the same title. You're a God too. What do you mean too? As well. You're also a God. Me as well. You're just a couple billionths down the... No, man. The point is that we have the ability, we have the potential to be radiating at a higher frequency than we're radiating today. And we spoke about this in the previous program that we did, dealing with this subject, the whole concept of the power of thought. And what I want to do this evening is to take it basically to another level, go into the prime understanding of the power of focus. Now, before we get into the focus, there's something that I did not really get into that previous time, and I would like to touch upon it now. You see, we speak about the power of the mind, and of course, when we say the mind, we're usually talking about the brain and the cranium and all of that. Now, the power of your thought is such that you literally have waves of frequencies literally coming out of your cranium that you can literally pick up. You actually have frequency, energy, vibration. You can feel the heat coming out of your skull, coming from your brain when you're in deep meditation, when you're in deep thought. All right. They have experiments that show monks meditating deep, and literally you put a wet towel around their head and in seconds it's dry because of the heat that's emanating from their brains. So this is real. No hocus pocus. But do you know, whatever frequency your thoughts, your mind is emanating, your heart has 10 times more the power of that of your brain. You didn't hear me. Your heart is 10 times more powerful than your brain. So whatever your brain can do, your heart can do it 10 times over. Because your heart is much more powerful than your thoughts. Your heart is your feelings, your passion, your emotion. That is why many times you think with your heart. Even in scriptural writing, it speaks about that. You know, I contemplated it upon the table of my heart. On your heart. Because you can think with your heart. You think love with your heart. Of course, that story must come up of the woman and the bear and her baby. So here comes the bear, the woman in the park with the baby. And the bear snatched the baby and running off into the forest. The woman looked back and said, hey, where you going, Yogi? And down, catch the bear and start to thump and kick and bam, 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 bam. The bear dropped the baby. And the woman took up her baby and went her way. Now trust me, I'm sure she was afraid of the bear. I'm sure she was scared of the bear. You may say, boy, that's a courageous woman. What are you talking about? She's very brave. Now, I'm not taking away from her courage. I'm definitely not taking away from her bravery. But I know that the outstanding emotion on that day wasn't courage or bravery. Fear and afraid and scared, we couldn't even think about that. Because love was in the house. It is the love that she had for her child. Not her brains, her heart that she had for her baby. Why she could approach the grizzly and Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray and whoever else the bear. That the bear had to drop the baby and run away. It's the love that she had in her heart. So this is why now, as free thinkers, as individuals that understand the power of thought, that is just the beginning. Now it's time to understand the power of the heart. Understand the power of the love frequency. The love chakra, the heart chakra. The heart and the brain, the solar, the crown chakra. Dealing with the soul too. That's where you get solar, the pineal gland, the seat of the soul, the solar. So it's really the same thing. The brow chakra. When you combine these petals of light in combination with, the other wheels or petals of light within your chakra system, you radiate 144,000 petals of light. 144,000 petals of light. Sounds familiar? 144,000 elected saints that should literally be found up in Zion. And the speed of light, as you know, is 144,000 minutes of arc per second when it goes in a circle. Not 186,000 miles now. We're talking about minutes of arc per second. That is the speed of light. That's the measurement of the halo. So it's a deep science now that we're dealing with. So the thought of the brain and the thought of the mind, of the heart, is what creates the full mind. But you see, many times we just concentrate on the brain and concentrate on the tahuti or the thought as such. Now this is powerful, because what it is showing you now is that yes, the Almighty created with the thought, isn't it? Yes. And the thought came forth as the words. And he uttered the words and there was light and the fullness. That is why you're a God, because you have that ability. If you could only harness your thoughts, or your thoughts, but yet still is taught. Again, Tahuti, the God of wisdom, the God of writing, the ibis bird, the Enoch, the Metatron. So this is deep science now. So this is bringing us now into the whole concept of harmonic resonance. We're dealing with group science now. Harmonic resonance, the power of focus. There's a scientist by the name of John Hagelin. He's a physicist from Harvard University. And he once stated, the force field you create is the square of the number of people having the same intention at the same time. Give me that again. The force field that you create is the square of the number of people having the same intention at the same time. So this means now, you have a specific intention. You have a specific goal. Previous time we spoke about setting goals. So you should have a goal. What's your goals? You should have your goals written down. As I said before, a dull pencil is better than a sharp mind any day. Because you can think all day long and, I'm meditating and I'm floating in a lotus position, and when you're done, you get up and eat and you go to sleep, and you never jot down your thoughts on paper to return to them another time and put them to use. So you should have your goals set on paper. Get your journal, get your diary, get books for the subject area with your goals, your intentions, your visions, what you want to do for the day. Very important. So your goals now. You should have goals for the day. By the end of the day, I should have accomplished this, this, and that. You should have your goals for the week, for the strong, goals for the month, goals for the year. What do I want accomplished in the next 10 years? Your goals. So you have this now on your thoughts, and you're penetrating this. You're not going to sleep with this, and you're thinking positive. You're very optimistic, and everything is going your way. Yes, positive. But at the same time, it's not just your thoughts now. It's your heart. It's your passion. That's why many times when you develop a plan, one of the key questions you have to ask is, why do I want this? It's very important. Some people don't understand that part of it. So you have a goal. You want to accomplish something. And it may be something that maybe you think everybody wants to accomplish. I want to build a big house. I want to start my own business. I would like to build a clinic. So what is the reason? Why would you want to do this? And it forces you to search within your heart for the reason why. Now, in some cases, it may not be a genuine reason, for whatever reason. And sometimes you may be just going with the flow, like, I just gotta do this. That's what I was trained to do. That's the reason. It forces you to go into your self of self, to go into your deep chambers and dig out your passions. And this is why your vacation should be your vocation should be your vacation. And vice versa. Any which way you turn it, meaning that you should be doing what you want to do. To me, that is full success, man. When your occupation is exactly what you love doing. So in reality now, we're looking at this. You align your thoughts with your heart, with your passions, with your emotions. And when you are in one sequence, thought, mind, body, soul, everything in one. And then now, listen to this. Then now you join with another individual that is thinking the same. What do you have there? You have 4 people. No, it's 2. You said I was by myself, yes. And then I joined with another individual. Isn't that's what he said? Yeah. So that's not 4, brother. That's 2. No, you missed what I said before. Did you just come in? I said that the physicist John Hagelin says, he's from Harvard, by the way, the force field you create, that's your thoughts, and that's your passion, that's your feelings. It creates a force field around you. Okay, so the force field that you create is the square. The square, when I say square, the four-side figure as such. The square, the little number 2 that you put to the top right of the number that you're going to square. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, the square, right. You understand? Yeah, I get you, right. So the force field you create is the square of the number of people having the same intention at the same time. So again, you have almost perfected that whole power of positive, conscious, deliberate thinking. You've almost perfected that whole power of harnessing your emotions in the right pattern and in the right way. And what you're doing now, you've linked up with someone else. It could be a business partner. It could be your wife, whoever it may be. It is another individual that is thinking along the exact same lines as you. It's another individual that is harnessing the same emotion frequency as yourself. It is 4 people you have created. Because as that brother there said, when 2 people gather together with the same intentions, with the same passions, with the same destiny at hand, it magnifies to 4. It squares. If it was 3 people, it will be as if it was 9, because 3 squared is 9. 100 squared is 10,000. So now the Bible speaks about 10, I think, putting 100 to flight, and 100 putting 10,000 to flight, something of the sort. But it's the same vibration where 2 or more are gathered. I am on my way. I'll be there. Where 2 or more. So this means now, no matter how powerful you may be by yourself, sure you are a Hulk, you may be a Moses. I mean, you got all powers by yourself. You know what I mean? But the moment you meet another one, that even if you have to bring them to your level, that they start to radiate and think like you, and they develop that passion for what it is that you need to accomplish, and they start to share the same vision as you, then this energy force field that is around you both really will basically square. So if it's 3 of you, it will square again, and the 3 of you will have that energy, that power, that force, as if it was 9 of you. But you have to have the same intention. You have to have the same thoughts. You have to have the same vibration. And that is why even in the time of slavery, they would hang us and lynch us and those all sort of disgusting things for just gathering together. Just coming together, they say, no, we don't want these niggers gathering together, because they understood the power of the tuning fork. The tuning fork, when we did the episode directly dealing with the geometry of sound, the sacred geometry of sound, tetrahedron and the circle and the square. We showed you that when you have several tuning forks in one room and you hit one, boom, the vibration will be felt amongst the other ones, and you will see them vibrate. When you go into the Nyabingi tabernacle and you hit the drum, you see the other drums vibrate. It's the same thing as human beings. We are living drums. Like Brother Vaughn Benjamin Akibika would say, the living drums. Give thanks to Judge the Pride. So I'm saying there now with an understanding, harmonic resonance. This is where you have group healing. And I will return again for that very key scripture to show you that even within there you have science where 2 or more are gathered. I mean, we quote that all the time from the pulpit. Well, not we really, but well, maybe me too, because I have taught from pulpits, I've been invited to churches where I've gone up into the pulpit and then given my sermon. Well, I can't remember if I uttered that specific phrase, But yeah, okay, so I could put myself there then. We speak about it from the pulpit. And where two or more are gathered together, there shall I be. But it's science. Not just gathered together, because two or more are gathered all over the place. But gathered together with that specific thought, obviously. Doesn't just mean where two people are. Gathered together with that specific intention, and it doesn't mean even if you're not gathered together. I mean, you're one person. You're an upful person, you have upful thoughts, and you're releasing the upful frequency. I mean, the Almighty is still there with you, obviously. But what it's trying to show you is that when two people gather together now, with that same vibration, there is an increase in the potential. The level that you're really looking for will begin to appear. And it's rather worse, as we like to say, when more people come in. We just keep squaring it. Talk about staying on your square. We just continue to square it. This is very important. And this is why, we have to stress the importance of us coming together, working together, harmonizing. No man is an island, as they say. So this is why group healing is good. This is why, it's good to yoga by yourself, but when you yoga with your team, it's much better. It's good to Tai Chi by yourself, but when you Tai Chi with your team, it's much better. So what I would advise now is that you keep your thoughts conscious at all times and deliberate. You got to keep your thoughts deliberate and conscious. And obviously your surroundings. Remember what we said previous time. Blessed love, my family. Give thanks for your presence. At this moment, we are on a mission seeking for real partners. We are establishing a real partnership in this, what we consider a real war. Let me be clear from the onset. We will be speaking of finance. This is not a word to everyone. This is primarily for those who appreciate the works that we do, those who love the mission that we are on. Not appreciate hate, which means to magnify the hate, but appreciate love. Magnify the love. As most of you would know, one of our videos on YouTube was taken down a few weeks ago. That left us with a strike against our channel and a handful of restrictions for us to go over. Many people has literally told us in the past that you should monetize your channel. Now, to be very clear, I have no intention, neither did I have any passion whatsoever to do that. But even if I did, that is something that was never possible and is not possible now because of the restrictions. Number one, that cannot be done. And then again, even without the restrictions, it was already restricted in the region that I am in, where I live. So Radio Anu was also taken down a few days after. And within a few days, it also came back up. As you also know, unlike many other channels, we do not make it a habit or even a part of our business at all to ask for any donations or contributions. This also is for several reasons. Number one, as we have expressed in the past, we honestly don't think that we should ask for such from an audience that can see the work that we are doing. Number two, even in the past, after being encouraged by others to solicit donations and contributions, we established the PayPal system. Those of you who have attempted to contribute via that PayPal know for sure that it never worked. There was always an issue. Email and Facebook shut down several times, plus other things behind the scenes that I would not even mention here. No Patreon, and being ostracized from the executive YouTube club, I am sincerely asking you, those of you who admire and appreciate the work that we do, to assist us in this venture of uplifting our people, physical, soul, and mind. I am not asking you to contribute, and I am not asking you for any donation. I am just asking you to patronize. You know, we have begun to create a series of ebooks, from Anu, Ancient and Modern Revisited, to the ebook The True Biblical Land of Israel. Of course, our children books like The Great Kings and Queens of Africa. You know, we have our video lecture series. We also have our DVD documentaries from The Master of Ceremony 7 and The Night of the Black Tiger. You also know, as it relates to Radio Anu, there's a monthly subscription where you literally get the programs that are done nightly on the Shock of the Hour. Of course, on one level, you will be assisting myself as I am also assisting you. It is just a genuine and justified exchange of goods and services. Now, there's much more behind the scenes that I care not to say on this medium. Now, I have no criminal record, well known and accepted in my community, but it seems like there's something coming out of my mouth that is a bother to some. And I'm not cursing, and there's no guile coming from between my teeth, just what I consider to be the truth. My brothers and sisters who love me and love the work, as I love you as well, I'm being very straight. We're on the battlefield. So I'm asking you to partner with me, to assist me on the battlefield. We're not asking for anything as contributions and donations. We are asking you to patronize what we have to offer. Give thanks. Obviously, there would be a reason why we ask. So you could email me at priestisaac27@gmail.com and I'll give you more information. I am looking forward to hearing from you. Salam. We dealt with this subject. You are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time around. Can you imagine that? You are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time around, and that only makes sense. You look at any gathering, whatever it is you may be checking for in your life, you have so many different avenues. You got your relationships with your husband or your wife, your relationships with your parents, your siblings, your children. You have wealth, the whole aspect of wealth and income and finance, because you could be wealthy and still have financial problems. You still have your health. You know, some people think they're too heavy, too fluffy, they're overweight, obese, whatever the case is. So many people within their own selves, everybody that you see have their own challenges in life, whatever it may be. You know, many individuals are going through things that they're very, very good at masking it up. And nobody would even know that this, that, and the third is going through all sorts of things that you wouldn't even think about. You understand? So the reality is that life brings its challenges. I don't think anyone can deny that. You know? So there are different avenues the different avenues that are available for an individual to find themselves out of their, their challenges. There are different ways to get around these obstacles. And one of these ways now is to surround yourself with individuals that have maybe passed the stages that you want to pass. So in other words, you do not see a millionaire really, hanging out with the non-millionaire club. And if they do, it's just for a moment. Birds of a feather flock together. So if you're the smartest person in your bunch and you're seeking for greater knowledge, it's not that it's impossible, but you're obviously the most knowledgeable person here. You need to be among some people that have more knowledge in whatever area you're seeking the knowledge in. If it's more knowledge you want, it only makes sense. So they themselves could say, Brother Ryan, I must say, I was listening to your little speech. It was very good, very, very good. But let me tell you, that temple you're talking about, I visit there every year, Okay, you've ever been there? Not really, I just read about it. Okay, good. No problem, you see, because when you spoke about that little thing in the corner, I've seen that, I have pictures of that. It's, the measurements you gave, it's a bit off. I guess you read that in XYZ books. Yeah, okay, yeah. He's a bit off too. His scholarship is not the best. I'm going next year. You could come with me. We can arrange it. As simple as that. As simple as that. If you're seeking more wealth, and you are, no disrespect, but you're moving with those that are not wealthy, there. Let's just leave it at that. Not that it's not going to happen, but obviously you'd like to be around individuals who have reached to whatever standard you are trying to reach, because even wealth is very relative, because what is wealth to one person is not wealth to another person, straight up. But whatever your standards may be, you may just have a standard. And if you have a standard and you're not finding the company of those with that standard, it may be a bit harder for you to reach the standard. Not that you can't reach it, but it is better for you to go around the professors, go around the veterans, go around the businessmen that have already, applied themselves. I'm sure you would learn a thing or two. That's a nice product you have there, brother. I've seen you peddling it at least 3 years now. I thought by now and so and so. Well, how it is out there in the market, yes, I know, but let me show you a trick. You see, have you ever tried so and so and so? No, I never thought about that. Yes, my brother, marketing is everything, It may cost a bit, but I'm sure you'll get returns in the end. And whatever the case is, so you take up that suggestion and you move on. And once, I'm not telling you to become a nuisance to anyone. I'm telling you to try your best to create around yourself an environment that would assist you in reaching to the stage that you want to reach in whatever area it is. So if you're a sister and you have problems as such with your husband, come on. You're going to a friend that has been divorced 3 times. What help you think you're going to get there? What, experience? Child, I would just leave his sorry beep. That's what I would do. I'm sure that's what you would do. You know what I'm saying? So you have to know, you go amongst the elders that have been together for how long? Go amongst those that have literally passed the test. That's what I'm saying. And we live in a world now that you can summon anyone you want. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, you could not summon them. But now you can summon them. You can summon Oprah Winfrey. I don't mean call her. And maybe you can do that too. But if you want to just hear Oprah Winfrey talk, you can just type on your computer Oprah Winfrey being interviewed, and you got a heap of interview. Not her interviewing someone, somebody interviewing her, and Oprah Winfrey will just talk to you. You have other people that you would I'm sure, like to meet. You could summon Michael Jordan and he could talk to you too. He may not be talking to you, but you can make him talk to you. I'm telling you, 20 years ago, you couldn't do nothing like that. You can summon Michael Jackson and he could talk to you. You can summon Nas and he could rap to you. I mean, you could be entertained if you want. You could make friends with Louis Farrakhan if you want. You could make friends with Elijah Muhammad if you want. There's so many videos of these people on the net. Umar Johnson, the information that Umar Johnson kicks out. There are countless of videos of Umar Johnson, Phil Valentine. Call the next one. I mean, and go on and on. Panic Black Dot. They have so many individuals that are spitting information now, and you can just summon them by not even typing. You could just talk to your computer. I like to say Bobby Hemmett, and then a video comes up and you watch, and Bobby Hemmett teaches you. Sometimes these brothers are teaching you from the privacy of their own home, as if it's a one-on-one conversation. In the same way that you could have a Skype interview with them, you could still watch a video and just pretend it's a Skype interview and you're listening. That's how real the world is now. You're summoning people using the netaru, the internet, the internet. Just switch the letters around, man. You get it, man. The internet, the net, the now net, and the netter. Yeah, and you're in the net too. Yeah, but that's it, the now net. That's where the word net really comes from. It's a deep catching the fish. The worldwide net, the worldwide trap, the worldwide web. It's a web. A web is a net. The spider spies a web. And the web is made in the spiral too. It's a web. It's a deep stuff. You're online. On the line, man. You are online and surfing too. But the main point is you can use it for positive things. You know? So outside of the natural way of communicating with people that would raise your standards, you could use your own little computer, the imitation television, and summon the banker if you want to learn about banking, and you know, if that's what you really want to get into, and you want to learn the stocks and bonds and all of that. You ain't got to go to no school now and pay nothing, not unless you just want the paper. And even, you can even do that through the box in front of you. But what I'm trying to show you is that you can create your own cyber friends too. They're already encouraging you to use the social media. This is friends now, you know. This is what friends become, people you never meet. Friends, some of them you never even talk to except for saying, thank you for accepting my friendship, and that's the end of the friendship. You never ever encounter these people again except them watching what you posting and you watching what they posting, and that's your friend. So this is the new definition of friend. So I'm just trying to tell you, if that's what friends are, what you can do, you can create your own line of friends, since we're living in this make-believe imaginary cyber world. You understand? You know, so you can make Malcolm X your friend. You can make Martin Luther your friend. There's so many speeches of Martin Luther. And all these individuals that could edify you. You could make some spiritual guru your friend. They're all online. Some of them, they post up their guru teachings every day. You know, just dig them out and find them. If it's a guru, you may want to be a monk. You can find some kind of monk somewhere willing to post up something for you each and every day that you can learn more about the monkhood. That's it, and there you go. You understand what I'm saying? So the point I'm making is, again, mentorship. That's why some of us, we have personal coaches. But even if you don't, you yourself can be your coach, internal coach, using your humility to coach you. So you humbly, again, go around those that have the expertise of what you're trying to accomplish. You humbly find information on individuals, read books pertaining to the aspect of life that you want to conquer. So those of us who are too lazy to read, 10 minutes a day. That's all. Don't tell me you don't have 10 minutes. Don't give me no foolishness. If you wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, what? What's wrong? If you wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, you can find 10 minutes to read. Not newspaper. Read a specific book. At the end of the month, I'm sure you would be, completed with the book. So I'm saying all of that just to reinforce the importance of understanding that you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time around, the 5 type of materials that you always read, the 5 type of, documentaries, lectures, and these things that you watch on the television and on the internet and all of these things, whatever it is you are into, not just people, activities, things of interest, whatever it is that you are into regularly, you have become the average of all of this. You have all of this rolled up into one and divided by the amount. Yeah, that's just the reality of it. So what I'm saying is that now, again, birds of a feather, straight up. So now, as an individual, after you have realized all of this, obviously you're on your way to self-development. You want to be a better you, I'm sure. You want to be successful, I'm sure. You want to be stress-free, I'm sure. Before we go out to that, let's touch that stress-free thing again. You see, I think this is so easy. To some people, it becomes very hard. Maybe it's just me, but I can honestly say, I'm always happy. Yeah. I mean, it ain't all that easy, but I think by now I have it. I am happy. It's a deep vibes, In the first program we did on this subject here, I'm sure I'm not going to go into that depth, but remember we spoke about the Shumanite woman and the death of her son, and bad things happen all the time, and something could happen to you tomorrow, or something could happen to your close friend tomorrow. But remember, I took that angle of everyone is my close friend. Everyone is my brother. As I said before, you could have a brother that dies tomorrow, and because you never knew he was your brother, you never knew about him, you only met him maybe 2 years ago for the first time, and that was once when you went to California, and you never heard that he died. You may say, okay, my brother died, but it doesn't really touch you because you never knew him, and that's your brother. That's your brother. But yet still you have a friend who's not really a brother, and they may have been close to you, maybe not like a brother, but just close enough, and when they pass, you feel it. Why? Because you knew them. So is it about them or is it about you? It more seems to me is that it's your feeling. No disrespect. But what I am saying is that as a God, you're supposed to be able to channel your energy throughout the world, because everybody on the earth is God's family, man. So the woman being raped, the woman that is being murdered, the man that is being robbed, the old man that is being beaten, the person that is being locked up, the child that is being molested. All this is happening now as I'm speaking to you. You know how much little baby girls is being molested now. As I'm speaking to you now, right now, they have little girls being molested, 6-year-old and 7-year-old, not just fondling, the real thing. Now, as I'm speaking to you, so you don't think I feel that? Just me talking to you about that, man. You can feel the vibes coming, So I feel that. I know that. And it's always on my mind. Not like it's always on my mind, but I mean my mind is well locked into the reality of life. That's me. But that don't mean I'm going to lose my happiness, because it's a natural thing. You are happy, the God of the River Nile. Now being happy, man, is a choice. Being happy don't mean you can't get wrathful and judgmental, If you have to take a man's head, you can do it happily. You understand? But then these emotions like sad and I'm mad. Hear that one there. I am mad. Wow, I am mad. Better be careful, brother. Angria really is a term for the devil. I mean, I'm just showing you. But it's you have to know how to use your wrath happily. Yeah, the point is, you don't stress yourself. And if you can be strong in these kind of situations, like the Shumanite woman who lost her son, well, then the traffic jam won't do you a thing. It won't even budge you. But you on the traffic jam level where you can't hold your stress and you go through it every morning. Oh, you're not even you're in pre-K. You're not even in kindergarten yet when it comes to self-development. You're still arguing at the traffic light. That's the first test of life and stressing. The traffic jam, The traffic jam. If you cannot pass the traffic jam stage, you have far to go. So yeah. What you think about me is none of my business, eh? I mean, I'm happy to know that you appreciate me, and that's good, and really, in reality, when somebody dislikes you or despises you or even say bad things about you, obviously there is some level of feeling that goes with it, because I would not want somebody to lie on me. There's certain opinions a person would have. I don't know if you want to call it a lie. For example, I would do a video and you see people say all kind of stupidness. All what he's saying is stupidness. No, I mean things like that. I for sure know that the information that I drop, whatever video it is, whoever said that can't even start to talk. So, I mean, that ain't gonna touch me. But if a person literally says something that is a lie now, I mean, what they said about what I said is stupidness, it's a lie, But it's not that type of lie, that's just an opinion. But if somebody is to literally come out and say, do you know Priest Isaac murder a man already and hide him in the bush? No, don't be playing around with me. I personally am going to check you on that. You don't be telling nobody them kind of foolishness, and you cannot prove nothing like that. You understand what I'm saying? So the point I'm making is that obviously what people say does have an effect. But you have to be now a balanced soul to know what doesn't mean anything, like all what he said is stupidness. You just explain the movement of the heavens. You just explain the science of the Aquarius age. And all some troll has, the best thing that troll has to say is that all he was saying there is stupidness. And hear what they say, all, A-L-L, all that he was saying there. You spoke for 2 hours. All that he was saying there is pure stupidness. Now, obviously, if you were as knowledgeable as people think you are, you wouldn't take that on. Not at all. But for somebody to say some sort of foolishness, oh yes, he was involved in the bank robbery. What? Of course you gotta check yourself and clear your name. You don't be doing them kind of things, man. Don't be playing around, So the point I'm making there now is that obviously words do matter. But you have to be so balanced that even when people praise you, oh, that was wonderful, I never heard anything like that. Be thankful. Please be thankful and appreciate it. I'm very thankful. But don't make that get to your head, as they like to say. Don't make it be that much of a concern. Why? Because when they say, oh, that was stupidness, it's going to affect you. So you got to be balanced. You have to know yourself. Listen to me. You have to know yourself. Once you know yourself, no matter what nobody says about you, whether it be good or bad, it's not going to affect you. And I'm going to show you why. When you really know who you are, for example, listen to this example. Let's take Christ for an example. Now, the concept of the Christ. Christ is somebody that is greater than a prophet, isn't it? Isn't he? So Christ, this is God in flesh, the Christ. All right. So here comes Christ. He give a little sermon. Hey, bam, bam, bam. A few fish and bread and everybody get feed. Some deaf man and some blind man, and they see and they can hear. The lame picking up his bed and walking, and everybody having a jolly old time when Christ is around. Then here comes someone and says, this Christ, this not Christ. Yehoshua came around here. And since Yehoshua has come around here, he has been doing miracles. He has been healing the sick, and the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Yehoshua, I don't care what no one says. I honestly believe that you are a prophet. No, Yehoshua know that he better than a prophet, you know. He way past prophet. But to the regular people, they see him as a prophet. And to be honest, the person that proclaimed him a prophet actually feel that he is giving him some real high accolades. And Yehoshua just accepted. I'm thankful, I appreciate it, you know. Now, if he was really concerned with what people think, he would say, who you calling prophet? Man, I'm bigger than a prophet. You have some nerve to be prophet. Which prophet you see doing? Which prophet you know? But it's the humility. So that's why now, when they call him a wine bibber and a Sabbath breaker and a hypocrite and all kind of things, that don't mean nothing to him neither. Because them saying that and the other fella calling him a prophet, although the prophet title, you could see the sincerity coming from the heart of the brother. And maybe those that call him a devil, they were sincere in calling him that too. But the point is, he know exactly who he was. So whether you give him more props than he deserves or less props than he should get, it don't mean nothing to him. Because what you think of him is none of his business. Now, if you can graduate to a frame of mind like that, a lot of things really would not trouble you. And this is why I always say that you need an appreciation list, especially those who are coming into this. You need a list of things that you are thankful for. Because when you have that appreciation list, that list of things that you are thankful for, that vibes of thanksgiving would bring forward that high frequency within you. You see, thanksgiving, you know, it's like, you see, the reason why we don't understand the importance of just saying, give thanks. Give thanks to the Almighty, said Wayne, man, is because the concept of giving has been taken away from us. It is really better to give than to receive, ain't no joke. So that's why even as Bobo Shanti, oh, give thanks, my Lord. Do give thanks. Give thanks. It's just a give thanks kind of thing. Because we're constantly in that appreciation mode. You know, giving thanks. So have that appreciation list. Well, I ain't got nothing to be thankful for. What did you say? I said, bam, number one, I can talk. Give thanks that I can talk. And you heard what I said too. That's number two. Give thanks that you can hear. So there's obviously something that you can give thanks for. You have your old cup with your name on it. Give thanks for that. Some people don't have no cup. And don't compare yourself with what some people don't have and have. You just give thanks for what you have. And you should recite your appreciation list every morning when you wake up. That's very, very important. So what that does now, that sends you on your way to becoming a better human being, to literally fulfilling your goals, because it starts from within, you know, man. It starts from within. So whatever it is that you think you want to accomplish, you have to start to appreciate yourself first. You know, your thoughts and your heart. You have to appreciate who you are. So that is why even when you appreciate who you are, you even consider the jobs that you do. I'm not telling nobody to quit the job, you know, but I know for a fact most jobs are just you literally giving your time for some money at the end of the week or the end of the month. If we understood how valuable our time is, you know, if we comprehended, some of us, you know, there's so many things we want to do, but time doesn't permit it because our day is just caught up in fulfilling the demand of someone else, and we get a little stipend for it. Now don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with working for someone. We want to be entrepreneurs, French word really. We want to be business people, I guess that's English. But we want to establish our empire. So obviously, if you're going to establish a business, you've got to have people working for you. But in reality, a good person, a godly and holy person that has an establishment, your employees should feel like one of the family. Your employees and their family, their direct family, even though the family not working for you, they're supposed to feel the benefits of this company that their mother or father is employed by. Yeah, there's the arms of love that should be so outstretched that anybody that's involved in the enterprise or company that you have brought up should literally feel like part of the family, part of the team, as if their destiny is well secured because of the goals and aspiration that this company has, its standing principles, which it also passes on to those that are around it. Definitely not just benefits and security, but literally even the educational aspect of the business. So those that are working for you understand your vision, your goal, and you try to inspire them to have the same ideas and share in the growth of the company, and etc. etc. But that's not how the world is set up today. Now you just wake up and send your children to school, and you go to work, and the whole family is separated until you come home late at night and too late, and you fall asleep and drop asleep on the couch, TV watching you. It's set up that way. So if you really appreciate yourself, if you love yourself to the point that you know that your time is very precious, you would be very strategic and say, listen, hey, I can't do this for too long, I may not quit tomorrow, but I personally, me precise I'm talking, I did quit the next day. Oh yeah, man, 21 years ago, man, I was working at the company. The company is not even there anymore. 2 years after the company locked down, I was working at the company, and the boss telling me, well, you could say that, Mr. Isaac, you could grow your locks, but you gotta shave your beard. Then I went home and wrote him a letter and brought it back the next day in my home clothes. I didn't have on the uniform. Well, I didn't really have no uniform. It's a coverall. It was mechanic work. Yeah, and I came back and I just give him the paper, and that was the end of it. Everybody said, boy, Chronic, you're going to leave the job, and that's what they used to call me, Oh, Chronic, you're going to leave the job, and this and that and all of that. Yeah, and now the job leave them. No disrespect, yeah, but just showing you the reality of it. But I'm saying I overstood that. No, man, the life I want to live, this ain't gonna work, and I was not even refined in thought as I am now. But I'm just saying to you, your situation may not have been my situation, but whatever the situation, you are supposed to love yourself so much that I cannot be just giving up my energy and my strength, lifting blocks, lifting bags, punching numbers, whatever it is, blowing horns for these people. Who you working for? The government? Oh, come on. I know there ain't no benefits there for these people. Huh? No, man, I'm going to do this for 6 more months. I'm going to do this for 2 more years, and I'm going to make a sacrifice, and I'm going to put this, whatever. You got to be thinking correctly if you love yourself. You see, but we have not been taught to really love ourselves. No? How many of us can look in the mirror and look in your eyes in the mirror and say to yourself, call your name and say, I love you? Many people cannot do that. Because if I ask you for some water and you don't have no water, you cannot give me no water. So you can't tell me that you love me, and you can't tell your own self that you love yourself. It is impossible. So begin to love yourself. Begin to grow. But to do something you've never done before, you have to become someone that you've never been before. And that's a reality, because life is too big for us to be around here playing so small. Albert Einstein said, listen to this, imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited, imagination is infinite. Logics will take you from A to B, imagination will take you anywhere you want to go. And that's Albert Einstein. Trust me. So trust me, if you can see it in your mind, you could definitely hold it in your hands eventually. Yeah. Now you got to keep in mind, my brothers and sisters, that the real meaning of failure is not trying. Just check a little baby. There's no baby in the world, none of you. You cannot show me any human being that cannot walk, and the reason why he cannot walk or she cannot walk is because as a baby they gave up. Nobody in history, nobody. Anybody that cannot walk, it's some sort of ailment or sickness, disease or accident. There is no human being when they were small trying to hold on to the table and hold on to the chair, and they dropped down in their messy diaper and said, oh man, no, I give up. I'm tired of this. I'm going to talk before I walk. This is a waste of time. I've been trying since last week. No. The baby refused to give up. In the same way like the sperm touched the egg and you came out, the same sperm that had to race against millions of sperm and defeated all these sperm to touch the egg, that's you. That's the same you that refused to sit down and said, I have to walk. When you went to sleep the night, you said, well, listen, sucking mommy's breast, I didn't walk today, but I'm going to walk tomorrow. You made sure you didn't give up. Why? Because your mind and your heart, it was your heart that was in it, man, that you must walk. So what happened now? 20 years after, 30 years after, 40 years after, you don't want to walk no more? We give up so quick? Oh, I can't do that no more. This is too hard. Because we've lost now that whole energy of consciousness. I don't know if it's the fluoride or the vaccine, but something has killed the spirit, murdered the spirit within us. We are all gods, born gods. Even when they gave us the vaccine, they still couldn't stop us from walking. Well, in some cases, disease set in. But as I said, unless you were crippled, we all walked. We all walked. So yes, my brothers and sisters, the power of thought, the power of focus, the power of how you think. The time is upon us. Give thanks. Continue to be happy. Brothers and sisters, live in love and harmony. Nothing I hate more than husband and wives and couples arguing. Come on. I mean, it's not necessary, I know how it is sometimes. I know how the world designed it to, but whether it's the brother or sister, somebody just got to be the bigger person. It don't make no sense you arguing, brother. This is the person you love, your soulmate. That arguing thing to me is like hell rising when you hear couples arguing, and not just arguing, just to even be upset with each other. It doesn't look nice at all from the outside, and that is an energy that the bigger head can conquer that. The wiser mind can conquer that, So even simple things like that, don't let all of that get in the way. Happiness, joy. Yeah, man, everything is up for my brothers and sisters. Give thanks. So I hope everything is well with everyone. To all the subscribers, specifically give thanks for the love. I love you and appreciate you. All the listeners, give thanks for your presence. For those who have not received the book Anu Ancient and Modern, make sure you get a copy of Anu Ancient and Modern Revisited, and of course the True Biblical Land of Israel, the ebook, the True Biblical Land of Israel, definitely coming out like in a few. So definitely look forward to that. And give thanks for your presence. I will just say, if you know your Bible and you do not know your history, remember the knowledge of your Bible will definitely become a mystery. Continue to listen to RadioAnu.com, the international flavor, the universal spice, and it takes some real eyes to realize the real lies that is amongst us. Yeah, it's always a treat when great people meet.
Blessed Alafia to each and every one. Salamta and blessed love. Honorable Priest Isaac here. It is with great joy that I am happy to announce to you that I have officially released my first ebook, Anno Ancient and Modern Revisited. This is the continuation process of our easy-to-read books. Within the pages of Anno Ancient and Modern Revisited, we take the time to show you the spiritual connection with the island of Antigua and Heliopolis in Kemet in Egypt, with the island of Antigua and the legendary continent of Atlantis. We also highlight Green Castle Hill, also known as Mount Anu, which is known as the Stonehenge of the Caribbean, with the countless of megaliths that align with the movement of the heavens. This is a must-read for all those who are students of the esoteric realms, astronomy, geology, and ancient sites. Of course, to get a copy of your book, all you have to do is to contact us at area code 1268-728-3162. Call, text, or even WhatsApp. Or you can email us at priestisaac27@gmail.com to get a copy of your ebook, Anno Ancient and Modern. It is an easy to read book, may appear light, but it is extremely heavy. Blessed love.
So who is this?
This is King Akhenaten, aka Amenhotep IV. He was an ancient Egyptian pharaoh of the 18th dynasty who ruled for 17 years and disappeared perhaps in 1336 BC or 1334 BC.